Some people get angry, not because they were hurt, but because they felt looked down on. Pay attention to that. These two things sound similar, but they are very different. Because being hurt is a loss, but being looked down on is a humiliation. External loss people can accept. Internal humiliation people usually cannot. And once a person feels humiliated, they start doing things even they cannot control. Today's story is about two men whose conflict killed an entire army. The Trojan War had been going for 9 years. The supreme commander of the Greek forces, King Agamemnon of Mycenae, was forced to return a war prize to stop a plague, a priest's daughter. But he was not willing to just let it go. He looked around the camp. His eyes landed on the greatest warrior in the Greek alliance, a prince from Thessaly, Achilles. Agamemnon sent men to take by force a woman named Briseis. She was Achilles' war prize. On the surface, this looked like a dispute over a woman. But the real issue was never the woman. Achilles erupted with rage. He drew his sword, almost killed Agamemnon on the spot. Then he stopped. But what he did next shocked everyone even more. He quit. He walked off the battlefield entirely. What Achilles lost appeared to be a war prize. In that era, that was no small thing. But what he truly lost was not the woman. It was this: he destroyed my image. Psychology has a concept for this. It is called narcissistic injury. Not that the person is narcissistic, but that when someone's self-image, their inner sense of who they are, their feeling of their own worth, is attacked, denied, trampled on. That wound is different from ordinary loss. Ordinary loss makes people sad. Narcissistic injury makes people furious. Because in that moment, the other person is not saying you lost. They are saying, you are not that important. When Agamemnon took that woman, he was making a declaration. In this place, I am the one who matters most. And at the same time, he was telling Achilles, you are just someone beneath me. Achilles could not accept that. His self-image told him, I am the greatest hero here. You have no right to treat me this way. Have you ever felt this in your own life? Not because the loss was so great, but because of the way it was done, the way it made you feel. He didn't even see me. He didn't even consider me worth acknowledging. That anger is different from ordinary anger. Many people will not say they feel vulnerable, will not say I was hurt, will not say I feel like I am not enough, because saying that is itself a form of weakness. And for some people, showing weakness means being humiliated all over again. So that wound appears in a different form. Some people say, how dare you treat me this way? It comes out as rage. Some people go cold, they shut you out, just like Achilles, who walked back to his tent and left the war. Some people turn to revenge. They wait, they make you pay. This pattern has not disappeared in 3,000 years. Have you ever seen this at work? A manager gets criticized by someone above them and comes back and presses all that weight down onto the people below. Have you ever seen this in a relationship? Someone gets told a few things by their partner and goes silent for 3 days. Have you ever seen this in a family? A father comes home humiliated from the outside world, and the entire atmosphere of the house becomes suffocating. Those people are probably not bad people. They just do not know how to face that wound, because no one ever taught them. Being humiliated is something you are allowed to say out loud. That day, Achilles walked off the battlefield. What followed is the most devastating part of the entire Iliad. Without Achilles, Troy's greatest hero, Hector, moved through the Greek lines like there was no one there. The Greek alliance collapsed, battle after battle lost. The casualties were enormous. Because one person's emotions truly can destroy a whole team, can destroy a war that was almost won. Achilles was not indifferent to all those deaths. His closest friend, Patroclus, could not bear to watch anymore. He put on Achilles' armor, disguised himself as him, went onto the battlefield. But Patroclus was not Achilles. Hector killed him. And so it was. One man fought for his pride, and the whole army paid the price. And in the end, the person closest to him paid with his life. Achilles stood before Patroclus's body. His rage shifted entirely from Agamemnon to Hector. But the cost had already been paid. Have you ever seen something like this? A colleague gets shut down in a meeting, and from that point on refuses to cooperate with anyone. A friend gets dismissed by someone and quietly disappears from the entire group, skips every shared event. Someone gets hurt in a relationship and starts using silence and disappearance to punish the other person, and along the way, punishes everyone connected to that relationship too. That person may not even realize that their exit affects far more than just the one who hurt them. Because in that moment, there is only one thing in their eyes. Has my dignity been restored? The psychologist Heinz Kohut, who studied narcissistic injury, said something that stays with me. This kind of wound is so difficult to process because it touches the core question of a person's life. Am I good enough? Do I deserve to be respected? When a person cannot yet answer those two questions with any steadiness from inside themselves, they become extremely vulnerable to treating every external rejection as a matter of life and death. Agamemnon humiliated Achilles, but the war Achilles waged inside himself was more devastating than any battlefield outside. So many times what truly makes a person lose control is not the loss. It is, "You do not respect me." Those words made Achilles walk away from the entire war, made the whole Greek army pay the heaviest price, and made his closest friend die in a place he never should have been. That war was never about a woman, and never about who would win or lose. It was about two men who could not bring themselves to say, "Let it go." 3,000 years later, two men's pride killed an entire army. That structure has not disappeared. I want to ask you something. The last time you exploded emotionally, or suddenly shut yourself off, walked away from a relationship, left a situation entirely, was it really about what happened? Or was it because you felt that you had been humiliated? If it was the second one, that feeling is worth looking at again, more carefully, from the inside. Because the world is never what you think it is. Wu Talks World. See you next time.